Good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. It's Friday and I'm feeling pretty pumped today. This is another installment of the Social Anxiety video diary. And yesterday I filmed one on Thursday where you saw me going down to Bath to do my psychotherapy training. And today is Friday, which for me means going to my own psychotherapy. And this for me has been a massive part of overcoming social anxiety. And if you're not already in therapy, I do really recommend it. There's a number of reasons for that, which I'll get into in a second, but it's an interesting and controversial topic because a lot of people dismiss it and they think it's maybe psychobabble and that kind of stuff, and they think it's self-indulgent, but it's usually those people who are living suboptimal lives, pretty shitty lives. They're not open to change. They're not becoming the full versions of themselves or self-actualizing. So I find it fairly easy to dismiss those kind of viewpoints. And I've been reading this fantastic book, which I've spoken about before, called The Brain That Changes Itself, and it's all about neuroplasticity. And in there's very solid scientific evidence for how psychotherapy actually works as a form of neuroplastic therapy. And what psychotherapy does in terms of social anxiety and neuroplasticity is it helps us to reformulate our memories. So when you have a memory, it's not a fixed thing. It doesn't just stick in your brain and that's it. It's actually a kind of fluid thing which changes over time. And if you've got a lot of problems in your past with bullying and stuff like that, and coming from an abnormal family background like I did, these memories can be kind of living in our everyday life and they haunt us. And what psychotherapy does is it allows you to renegotiate and rewrite these memories so that they actually become a thing of the past, and you make peace with them. And in the book he talks about making our ghosts our ancestors. So it's like laying our ghosts to rest. Our traumatic experiences and things which happened in the past which have lowered our self-esteem, made us feel inferior to others, and all those things which perpetuate social anxiety, you manage to put those things to rest and make peace with them. And it's through this process of rewriting memories, because a memory is a fluid thing. You change your memory. How you remember something changes all the time. And through psychotherapy, you reach an accommodation with the past and you understand things better, and you manage to lay these ghosts to rest. So that's one way in which psychotherapy is really helpful for social anxiety. Another way is just generally massively increasing your level of self-awareness and understanding your family background and understanding where your social anxiety may have come from. And this is one step. It's by no means everything, but it's an important part. And if you're only just starting on the process and on the journey of overcoming social anxiety, I do think it's a massive part of the process. It needs to be done. I really can't overstate how important psychotherapy has been to me, just as a talking therapy, in understanding myself, my psychological makeup, my inferiority complex, which fed social anxiety, where that came from, and how basically I was like a whipped dog. I had a very dominating mother who wanted good, polite little boys, and she basically thrashed the shit out of us mentally and physically, and kind of created these broken, subservient, submissive little, whipped dogs. And part of the journey of overcoming social anxiety has been to rebuild myself as a strong, confident man. And if you're a man around my age, maybe you're in your late 20s or early 30s and you're watching this, you could probably relate to that. You might have had a very dominating, intimidating mother who brought you up to be a polite, people-pleasing, good little boy, and in the process you lost your backbone, you lost your balls, and you basically became completely submissive and inferior to other people, feeling inferior to other people. So social anxiety, psychotherapy really helped me understand all of that dynamic and everything, and then start addressing it, because obviously the first stage of any change is awareness of the problem. And I think psychotherapy as a talking therapy really gives you that initial awareness. Then there's also CBT, which is more action based and helps you start taking steps to really change your thought patterns. And again, that's from a neuroplasticity point of view. You start to rewire how you think, and you challenge a lot of these limiting beliefs and stuff like that. And that is huge. If you haven't looked into CBT, I really recommend it, because that is a massive part of overcoming social anxiety. It's the beliefs, the patterns, the mental processes that you run. These are what dominate your life and determine a lot of your outcomes in life. You tell yourself, no one wants to hear what I'm going to say, so I'm not going to speak. I'm boring, I'm a burden to others, I'm pathetic. All of these different things, these negative belief patterns that you run, and they are limiting your life, and they're perpetuating your social anxiety. So these are really important to address and to challenge, and that can be done through CBT. So these are two of the really important ways that psychotherapy can help you. A, as a talking therapy, giving you that awareness and just making more peace with yourself and building self-love and self-acceptance and that kind of stuff. And number two, CBT, which is more action-based and which looks at your negative beliefs and that kind of stuff. So right now I'm heading into town to start my session, and I'm going to be updating you more regularly with my daily diary. So stay tuned, hit the subscribe button, message me with any ideas, any feedback, and any questions you have. Have a good Friday, have a good weekend. Stay strong in the struggle against social anxiety, and I'll speak to you all very, very soon.